Hello, welcome back to the channel. I am using another lot of cards with this Jolly Holiday paper range. And I've also got the Christmas sentiment and icon in the gold foil. You see here I've used up little bits and pieces of my pack. I just thought I'd quickly show you some of the colours and some of the images. They're so pretty. There's lots of cards that actually can just be used as a straightforward symbol, like that one there. We've got the bell. I'm just sort of stripping out all the ones that you can actually use for a very quick and easy. And if you follow me over on my blog, Instagram, Natalie Perry Walsh, and then you'll actually see some currently at the moment of the ones that I used up of that paper. Now I have trimmed down all my little bits and pieces, just try and make it nice and quick and easy. So my bases are this red is like 14.1 by 9.7 Australian Aussie peeps. And this little die cut, to make your die cuts go a little bit further, or just to, you know, some of the ones get hidden behind. Don't hide them. They're too gorgeous. So I've trimmed this in half, as you can see. Now, this is only going to add like a bee's knees worth of this. Like a couple of millimeters, 2 millimeters. That's all. You'll see in a second. Right there. Not much. But it's just going to widen that gorgeous little embellishment, and therefore you can get more use out of it. You're going to see more of it. And sometimes, you know, when they get a little bit lost and they just need a little something, trim them in half, especially the flower ones. Trim them in half and use half on one side and half on the other. If you're going to miss half of it for whatever reason, just trim it up. The other thing I do, as you see here with this coffee cup, I'm going to play with him a little bit because I want him a little bit shorter. No, I want him a little bit shorter. Trim it off, and I do that a fair bit with another one, which I have removed for your viewing pleasure. You don't see all of it. I've got the little coffee cup. This gnome is out of the sentiment pack. Now I just wanted his greenery, as you can see there. Just something a little bit different. This is the one I really play around with, and I soften the edges and I make it fit to whatever hole that I've got. So don't be scared of that. The little gnome, he will be used. I can't think if I have used him. I may have used him because I don't have much of that collection anymore. But he's just use them. It's letting your brain just open up to we do this because we love it, don't we? We love playing with pretty things, so make it work for us. It's like cutting your stamps. If that's what you so wish, I'm not a cutter because I can't put them back together, like sentiments back together to save myself. But embellishments and that sort of thing, I very much do. This other paper range that we've got here is the 14.4 centimeters by 10 centimeters. Finishing off with a little bit of gold, just dabbed here and there, just a little bit of extra sparkle because we all like a little bit of a sparkle on our Christmas cards. And that's going to be card number 1. So just take the embellishments, the elements that you want out of the pack. Just explore. See where your brain takes you. This second card that we're going to do has gorgeous paper. Again, I've trimmed off all the elements. This could be a card by itself. Put a sentiment down, super pretty. We're going to hide pretty much the bow and the little house. But I think it comes out beautifully. So I've got 3 strips here. Now they will be linked over on my blog. I pretty much I've just eyeballed it. Honestly, I've made one longer. I've made them all 3 different lengths. The red one, the fully red one, is a little bit shorter than the stripy one, and then the dot obviously is the biggest. I have a bit of foam at the bottom, and as you can see there, I'm just messing it up basically. just giving it a little bit more texture, a little bit more definition. And we're gluing the top half of that down. So this is going to give it a little bit of, like, you're going to pretend that you've got the interest because it's going to be lifted up. So it gives the illusion that the ribbon, in quotations, is flapping in the breeze, shall we say. But it also gives you a nice flat base to put your extra elements. And we're going to do a lot of depth in this card. So we've got a wreath here. I'm going to put lots of foam tape on it. Not lots, but you know me. I like my foam tape. I'm just going to figure out which way I want the wreath to go. We're going to have this rose on the side because I thought it was really pretty. I have put foam underneath the sentiment there. Have a very Merry Christmas. And the last thing I'm going to do is just to glue this in the base and put my stickles on. I think this is sort of the only card that I've made out of these 3 cards where I put the stickles on last. So do it this way. Don't do it how I've done the other 2 cards. It's doable. Does it make your life harder? Well, your crafting life, maybe a little bit, because you have to make sure that you don't put your finger in it. And if you know me, that's probably what I'll do. But yeah, do it afterwards. Listen to me, don't do as I say. Isn't that what we say to our kids? Anyway, I digress. Oh my gosh, my son, my now 18-year-old, we've got a little bit to catch up on. My 18-year-old son, who's just turned 18 a couple of days ago, he started his exams. He had music today. He doesn't have another one until the 29th. It's an experience. He's a good boy. This is where I totally stick it to my finger. And I leave half the sticky stuff on there. This tape is really strong. Normally I use my nails to adhere it, help me to place it. But if you give it a little bit of pressure, it's well and truly stuck. Now, as you can see here, there's 10 ton of foam underneath there. There's a method to my madness. There really is, I promise. So I have raised him up. And then I've added my 2 little holly jolly bits, and then I've put more foam on that. So I decided I wanted a bit more extra. So we've got a lot. It looks on like there a lot. The last thing I've got to do, as I said before, I put the card panel on the base. I'm going to put some stickles. Now I've got a little bit of gold just dotted around, and where it's got snow, I've added a little bit of the Stardust stickles. This is just going to add, it's a Christmas card. It needs sparkle. It needs sparkle. But it's adding a little bit of extra interest to my snow. And I'm letting it, it's not a solid line. I'm letting it jump around. So this is going to be my 3 cards for today. All using the Jolly Holiday paper range, and I love them. They're awesome. So that's it for me today. I hope you're well. Bye.